to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that is in your inner circle. Now, it does specifically say family at the top, but it also says inner circle. So keep in mind that I think for the majority of you, this would be someone you're related to or perhaps a long-term friend. But for a few of you, this may be more of a romantic, you let this person into your inner circle, or maybe even married them so they are a part of your family. But we have these emotions that seem to be quite like polar opposite. You know, one minute I love you, and the next minute I really don't love you. There's this trying to understand why there is such a capacity to feel such extremes for somebody that is this close to you. So maybe we have somebody who's trying to decide whether or not to go no contact, or whether or not maybe a discussion regarding boundaries need to be, scheduled. But let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a good day so far. Hello, well, let me just call you Aid. I don't know if it's the whole thing. Is it Adelheid? I hope you're having a good day. If you are interested in personal readings, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I think we will start with... We're going to start with the Poe Tarot because, it's got a little bit of a melancholy vibe. All right, well, hello to the bot. Hello, Sardar, how are you doing? What else? Six of Candles, which is the Six of Wands, and the Ten of Wells, or the Ten of Cups. We are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy as once I was. Yeah, I think this is somebody who has a feeling of obligation. Like, this person's a part of my inner circle. I don't know how I could really change that. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. So deep love, which lives like exactly next to some frustration or feeling that I can't be happy. Hello, Peter. How are you doing? The Empress. The angels, whispering to one another, can find among their burning terms of love none so devotional as that of mother. So we do have a mother involved in this story. That could be your mother, their mother. This could be referencing the fact that we have built a family together, so I don't feel like I can walk away because I have an obligation to the family that we have. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Nikita. Ten of Candles, which is the Ten of Wands. And all I loved alone. It's one of the sadder cards from this tarot deck, even though melancholy is definitely the general vibe. And it's feeling like we've got someone who doesn't have much agency or doesn't feel like they have a choice in the matter. Maybe I was originally happy, or maybe, there were some good memories made, some good times, but now it's like a routine, frustration, and I'm not happy. So I do feel like this is probably a reading for somebody who has started a family with another person and feels like even if they are unhappy, they cannot leave. A feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. I think this is someone finally acknowledging the unhappiness that I'm feeling is not necessarily of my own making. I think we have this acknowledgement that the person that I love or the person that I have started a family with had some great qualities that I fell in love with, but there are things now that are making me pull back from that connection. Hello? Oh no, do I know how to say this? Is it seraphic? You tell me if I said it wrong. I mean, part of me wants to say seraphic, but that sounds weird. Hello, Sun Moon, how are you doing? For those of you interested in my reading a personal question for you, I start that at about 30 or 35 minutes in or after the general reading. Give priority to those who tip or donate. You can also donate memberships, and I will pull some cards for you. Hello, Bishal, how are you doing? Hello, Renee. I hope you're having a good day. Ace of Paws, or the Ace of Pentacles. For the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief. I think this is one of those, like, everybody from the outside looking in views this as like the perfect family. Everything seems to be going well. You've got, you know, the jobs, the house, the kids, whatever. But someone feels like they're phoning it in or that it's not real. I feel like there's someone with a double life here. Let's see what else we get. We'll go with what's the news. Hello, AJ. Nice try. Hello, Root. How are you doing? Hello, Jesse. Hello, Kay. How are you doing? Oh, you're Johannes. How are you doing? You pronounce the J that way, right? Or is it Johannes? You let me know. I think you're saying your name is Sean. Hello, Sean. Ooh. Okay. So we have this distance that's building between these two that have had a family together or that have a family together. And how one spends their time, the amount of involvement with like social or family activities, or even sobriety seems to be a concern here with the numbing card. We have self-medicating, addictions, and irrational behavior. But we also have reading up. So I feel like we have somebody who is watching their partner, seeing things kind of devolve or not go very well, wondering what's going on, feeling love for this person, but also frustration because they feel a sense of betrayal or abandonment. And I do feel like this reading up card is somebody who's trying to understand like the emotional or psychological components involved. Hello, Derek. How are you doing? Hello, Matt. How's your day going? Hello, Mark. Hello, Giancarlo. I probably didn't say that right. Giancarlo? Is that like John? Yeah. Thank you. Hello, Rebel Lady. How are you doing? Thank you for the flower, Jesse. I appreciate it. So we have karmics and detective, third parties, haters, lesson learned. Detective. Remember, we have one person who's numbing. Maybe they're going out and partying. Maybe they're spending a little bit more time than they used to with coworkers or friends, away from this marital partner of theirs. And so it's allowed for a lot of alone time, or, you know, maybe casually watching the kids, but also like I'm doing some digging online or whatever. Now I think we have somebody who knows that this double life or whatever it's going on, it's not going to stay secret for very long. There is some concern with regards to finances. There could be somebody who has defaulted on payments, or there could be like a repo situation. There could also be a concern as to whether or not there's been like misleading someone, saying I have paid a bill when I really haven't. So this is what I think gets somebody in detective mode. I don't know why wife or husband or whatever is not acting the same. Something feels off. So I think I need to do a little bit of digging. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? Hey, Jesse, please stop putting your personal information up. I really don't need that, and I don't feel like it's good for you to be putting that out there. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? Hello, Lexus. Hello, Darth Raider. We've got love bombing. Overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. So those waves of emotions and kind of like a love and hate energy definitely fits this particular bill, right? We've got someone who's neglectful or distant, emotionally cold. Their attentiveness has changed, or their enthusiasm. Maybe they feel a little bit more like roommates. And then maybe for the display, if other people are watching, or just to make sure there's no threat of the end, somebody love bombs, right? Oh, I still need you to pay the bills, so I'm going to make sure that you are still somewhat happy, right? Nah, you're cool before that. So we've got skirt, quick getaway, the runner, and escaping. Key player, important person, playing an essential role, irreplaceable. This feels to me like we might even have somebody who hires a private detective, or they're just that good at doing the research themselves. But when they identify what's been going on with their partner and realize there's this like double life, something they've been hiding, probably has something to do with their efforts to numb themselves or escape from the problems they feel they have. Then we have the other partner kind of feeling like maybe it's time for me to leave. If you're only staying in this relationship so that you don't have to pay rent, or so you don't have to pay for your own groceries or whatever, that's not a relationship, right? So we could have the discovery of you're not really happy in this relationship, I'm not really happy, and you don't seem to want to fix it. You really just want a place to stay. Hey, Darth, please be respectful. Hello, Arjun. How are you doing? Thank you, TKD. I also have a second channel if you like listening to people read from books, specifically Edgar Allan Poe collection and some Emily Dickinson. That second channel is in the description box. I haven't monetized it because I figure ASMR is not ASMR if you get interrupted by advertisements. So just in case you'd like that. Three of Pentacles in the reverse and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. I think we've got somebody who's saying, you know what? If there's no love, if you're just trying to escape the situation that we have, or if you're just trying to tolerate me, then maybe I need to reconsider what's going on here, right? Hello, Abir, how are you doing? Hello, Janie. Arjun, this is a general reading. We have King of Swords in the reverse. I did say that. I don't really like it when people tell me what to say, by the way. Hello, Chaya. How are you doing? Oh, we're going to need that to be in English, if you don't mind translating that. King of Swords in the reverse and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay, well, I guess that answers that. Quite often, I will say we have to be careful about how we view gender in the tarot readings, because even though it's a King of Swords or a Queen of Wands, we could be talking about a woman or we could be talking about a man. In this case, I believe this is both of them are the same person, and it's clarifying the Empress. Because we had Mother called out on the Empress card, I do feel like this might be one of those more specific readings where we are talking specifically about a mother who has a double life. Someone who lies about where they're going or what they're getting into or what they're spending money on, or perhaps even how they're making money. Maybe they're hiding money. We have some dishonest energy coming from the Empress, and I would say unstable or maybe even selfish, right? Hey, Anime, did you have to go to school to be that annoying, or does it just come naturally to you? Don't spam the live chat, y'all. I will time you out. Hello, Power. How are you doing? I will do personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes in or after the general reading, so please stop asking me. Try to get through the general reading, y'all. What else do we have? The Lovers. Knight of Wands. I think there's a third party. I think we have somebody who is staying in a marriage for some relative, like, financial comfort, or feeling like there's less financial responsibility on this individual. Because it seems like this is probably someone who has children. It could also be staying in a relationship because you want to have the benefit of somebody else that can watch over the children or take care of them, right? But we have another person that they're interested in. So I feel like they're in this committed relationship, marriage, or living together, and they've got someone on the side. What they don't seem to expect is that this double life could be discovered. We had the partner playing detective, reading up, feeling a little bit confused on some of the decisions their partner's been making. And I feel like when they discover this third party, or even it could be something pertaining to finances, their decision is, I think I'm going to have to walk away. I think I'm going to have to end this relationship. Hey, Steven, how are you doing? No. Probably not the one you're thinking of anyways. We have Justice. A decision being made to separate, because now this King of Pentacles is pretty certain that there is no love in this relationship anymore. Maybe there was at the beginning, or maybe there's that like subdued kind of love in the background. But based on what they've discovered about their partner, they don't feel like there's any reason to stick around for this relationship, right? Oh, I hope your day gets better, Randall. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Wands in the reverse. So I feel this King of Pentacles confronts the Empress, or the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and shows the evidence that they have. It may not have gotten to the point where they had like a private investigator, but there's definitely information here that It's pretty clear this person has been stepping out or partying with somebody else, or even planning to end this relationship themselves after taking some large amount of money. Hey Dana, how are you doing today? Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Sun. So I know that you have been seeing someone else. I know that you don't love me, or that you're just staying for the money. Maybe they saw some text messages or overheard a phone call and it was like, okay, so now I have a better understanding of why you're still here, even though there's someone that you're interested in. So if you're not going to end the relationship because of the financial convenience it offers you, then I think I need to end this relationship because I'm not your ATM, right? I love this Sun card. It's the only one that has a gong featured on it. Time's up, right? I know what's going on. I'm not going to stay in this relationship any longer when it's quite clear that it isn't of interest to you, except for whatever money you might be able to get from it, right? Hello, Helena. How are you doing today? Hello, Drew. How are you? Hello, Con. Hanged Man in the reverse, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Five of Cups in the reverse. There's no indecision anymore. Now that King of Pentacles has found out what's really going on, they've made up their mind. There's clarity here. I know I want something different. I don't want to deal with this person. I can't trust them. They're stealing money, or they wanted to steal money. So if I walk away and find a way to set up a new life for myself and kids, then that'll be a better situation. Hey Lee, how are you doing? I'm writing that down for you. Thank you for the tip. Hello, Jacksta. You can see Lee has a pretty good example for you, but I take tips for donations and pull a few cards for you. It's best if you include the question in the super chat, and if super chat gives you trouble, I have heard that donating memberships can be a workaround for that. Otherwise, I do long form, like private personal readings, and you can email me about that, which is in the description box. King of Cups in the reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. If this King of Pentacles has found evidence of one affair partner that this Empress had been entertaining and decides to divorce or walk away from this relationship, they may actually end up finding out that there's more than one, because I don't feel like this King of Cups and King of Swords, both in the reverse, are the same person. Or at the very least, this King of Swords in the reverse is saying the betrayal that this King of Pentacles is aware of from the Empress is only like partially understood. There's more to be unraveled. I like that, Razor. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Billy. Hello, Giel. How are you doing? Hello, Mysterium. I hope you're having a good day. We've got the Knight of Swords and Temperance. Quick moving action to restore peace for this King of Pentacles. For some of you, I feel like there is a big payday. Maybe there's an end of year bonus. Maybe there's a fabulous like family trip in January. There's something here on the horizon, and I feel like it has something to do with finances, or at least it's something amazing that costs money. And this King of Pentacles is like, we are not going to be sharing that. I've got to figure out this separation and no longer be financially responsible for this person who is dating outside of the relationship. Three of Cups in the reverse. This person's cheating. End of. Like, if it's not your reading, it's not your reading. But this Empress is not being faithful. They are trying to defend their territory because they need this King of Pentacles money. It's not a very romantic reason, is it? Hello, Jacqueline. Thank you for the tip. What can help me out of this negative loop? Great question. I applaud you, Jacqueline, because there are a lot of people who will just say things like, when is this going to end? Without acknowledging that you may have some agency or some power over the situation that you're in. So I really like how you phrase that. Like, give me an action. What can I do? You know? All right. I've got that written down. Hello, Asmo. And Jacqueline, just in case you hadn't heard, I start that at about 30 or 35 minutes in. So less than 10 minutes to wait, and you are the second person in my list. Did I say hello to Asmo? No, I can't remember. Hello. Strength. The Tower. And the King of Wands. I'm proud of this person too. Whoever is this King of Pentacles, they acknowledge that they have to look for the truth and not be convinced of something that is not true, just so that this soon-to-be ex of theirs can continue to get paid or not have to pay for things. So this King of Wands energy, that's the King of Pentacles basically saying, I know it's going to cause disruption. I know there's going to be people who are probably upset, or I know it's going to be an awkward conversation with the kids. But this disruption is worth it because I don't want to be in this relationship that is fake. Yeah. No, actually, I think I want the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Laura. How are you doing? Yes, exactly. Strength in the reverse. All right, so this Empress, Queen of Wands in the reverse, is freaking out a little bit because they really underestimated their partner. They felt this King of Pentacles would never leave them. Oh, thank you, PJ. That's so sweet of you. Let me know if you'd like me to pull some cards for you, okay? Happy to do so. I like it, Laura. Nine of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who's like, uh-oh, you mean I can't just like get whatever I want, or I can't take this, you know, financial help from somebody without being honest about what's going on. There could be a clause if these two are married in a prenup where it says if you're cheating, you don't get the same deal. Maybe there's an impact here because of proof of cheating that could impact those financial realities for this Empress more than they anticipated. Ace of Cups in the reverse, the Chariot. See, this Empress went from feeling like they had everything set up the way they wanted it. You can pay for everything that I have, and then I can go like have happiness with this person over here. Now this money is threatened, which puts like extra pressure on the happy relationship. Like, oh, hey, can you pay my bills? Or, hey, can I move in? And maybe that person's just kind of like, no, like, I don't know you like that. We were just having fun. Now we have an Empress who is really concerned that everything is crashing in on them. Feeling like their choices that initially seemed like they would definitely be able to handle this little charade or this lie. Now it's feeling like it's not been as strategic or well planned as they thought. They didn't expect the King of Pentacles to find out, or if the King of Pentacles found out, they were like, they'll just be mad and then they'll get over it, right? I'll tell them I'll stop, right? I agree. Prenuptial agreements with a fidelity clause seems like an important concept, or a wise concept. Shoot, maybe even just throw in there being on a dating app. If you're on a dating app, we're just gonna go ahead and assume that you've been messing around, right? Let's just get more granular with it. 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So while you may have had me believing an illusion, while I may have been trying to find a way for it to work between the two of us, now that I know the truth, now that I know that you basically look at me as an ATM, I feel pretty good about walking away and ending this relationship, and finding a new chapter for myself where I don't have to be, you know, your roommate that pays all your bills. All right. Let's get a few from the Love Oracle. What else do we have? And after these, I'm going to start with the personal questions. Exactly. So we have apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. After being caught, now we have somebody who is hoping that they can apologize enough to have their life unchanged. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do that anymore. I'm gonna like treat you like you're, you know, a king, a queen, whatever it is. This is like, oh, I'll just like, I'll make it up to you. Just please don't kick me out. Yeah, now it's, I know I was ignoring you and I didn't seem to really like care about you at all, but now that I feel like I might not be able to live in your house or, you know, have things paid for, now it's like I've got to be, I have to find a way to convince you to change your mind. This person's freaking out because of finances, not the actual like relationship, which only adds pain for this King of Pentacles. It's like, I know why you're asking for, I know why you're treating me this way. Because here's the thing, if they were in love at the beginning of their relationship, and then, you know, at this point when the King of Pentacles is looking for a divorce, the Empress starts love bombing, that's like giving someone a fake Oreo after they just had a real Oreo. There's probably a better analogy, imitation crab meat after you just had some snow crab. Like, I can tell that that's not real. I can tell that you're like acting right now. So why would I want something fake like that? Hello, Dracula. And I did say it in that voice. Hello, Teddy. How are you doing? I don't know who that is. Do you mean Brendan? Like the dude from The Mummy? Who doesn't like that dude? He seems like such a nice guy. Plus, The Mummy, good movie. I know. He's had other big hits since then. That was a whale joke. So we have possibilities and one day. Free-spirited, adventure, risks, someday, somewhere, another time. I think this King of Pentacles is moving through the process of like acceptance and anger and all of that. What is it? 5 stages of grief. I think they're like, look, I'm not going to be able to change this person's view of me or how they approach the relationship. But what I do have control over is how I respond to this situation. I'm going to do whatever I can to do right by myself financially and right by my kids as far as like having everything set up in the right way. But I do not need to tolerate somebody who's going to sneak around behind my back, lie to my face, and then also mess up on the money, you know? memories, and rejection. The Empress tries to, oh, do you remember this? Oh, do you remember that? Look at our honeymoon. Oh, check out these pictures. Like, maybe I can remind you that you loved me, right? But this rejection is not going to be changed. The King of Pentacles made up their mind. And I think you would too if you were in this situation, right? Like where you actually know that this person's literally just looking at you as an ATM. That's not for me. Hello, Leland's mom. Thank you for the tip. Was Richard being manipulated by Chris? The whole time. Even when he threatened. Oh, I'm so sorry that you dealt with that. And I hope it's better now. All right, I've got that added for you. And I think it's time to start with those personal questions. So we've got Lee, then Jacqueline. If PJ is out there looking for a question or wants some random cards pulled, PJ, I'd be happy to do that for you. And then we have Leland's mom and Dina. Is it already on there or are you typing up now? Okay. So let's see what we get for Lee. Lee, I hope you had a good weekend. What do we have for Lee? Justice. Strength. Eight of Wands and the High Priestess in the reverse. Lee, I think you're going to be having a front row seat to a bunch of things changing this week. And I do feel like this is coming from a court or a judge. I think there's going to be some, it's like it's clear or easier to understand for people where you've been coming from. You may have been battling and like saying things over and over again, like, I don't know if you can trust this, or I don't know if this is going to be okay. And now it's like people see concrete evidence of what you've been saying. That somebody here is the High Priestess in the reverse, moving in silence, trying to get away with something. So I do feel like this is a pretty important week for you. Make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you're drinking enough water, eating enough food. But I do think that there's going to be some, like, people who see things more clearly in your favor, or people who feel like you are the one who needs to be more in charge of your daughter. So I'm sending you a big hug. I hope things are as smooth as they can be this week. Let's see what we've got for, oh wait, let me write down the question from Dana real quick. Brianna, believe. Ty, when tells her that her husband is cheating. I've got that for you. And thank you for the tip, Dana. Hey, Rachel, how are you doing? A break from dishes. I bet you earned that. All right, so Jacqueline is asking, what can help me out of this negative loop? Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Six of Swords in the reverse. The number 6 is important for you. Where is this hair that's driving me crazy? Sorry. And the 7 of Pentacles. There's something here that you've been investing in that is not, like it's made things worse. Is this a person? Yeah, I think this is a connection. It could be friendship. It could be something more serious. This Ace of Cups is saying basically we need to refocus energy on you. So the negative loop is in some way supported by your efforts to help somebody else who is not willing to help themselves. This is somebody who may have betrayed you or lied to you. They may be dishonest about what problems they're facing right now. Yeah, this person's secretive. You're giving energy to this person who doesn't help themselves instead of using that energy for yourself. If you use that energy for yourself, you get out of the negative loop. So it's not so much that this person is specifically trying to torpedo the good things in your life. They're like a whirlpool or quicksand. Maybe they don't know that they're quicksand. But you can't work on yourself and get your life into a better place while also trying to help somebody who won't help themselves, you know? There's a card in my Spiritual AF deck that says, you don't have to set yourself on fire just to keep somebody else warm. And they also may never be able to be independent and actually help themselves if they're able to rely on you, at least to this extent, right? I want to get you some good news, though, real quick. What does Jacqueline need to know, good news-wise? 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. There's going to be an obstacle or a delay in professional or career or financial situation. It's going to seem like it's a problem, but it actually allows for something to improve. It's like you get paid extra or that somebody sees that you should be promoted. There's some negative situation where you're able to like make lemonade out of lemons kind of thing, right? So look out for that. Don't be upset initially because it might be your opportunity to like kind of leapfrog. Did we ever see PJ back in there? I do not see you, PJ. You want a question? You let me know. All right, we will go for Leland's mom's question. Was Richard being manipulated by Chris the whole time, even when he threatened my well-being? No. I would say like 90% of the time. But there is a part of the time where I think we had some pent-up anger. It's like, if this is the way that I can take out my anger, then I will. But yes, for a large part of the time, manipulation was at play. 3 of Pentacles, High Priest, 2 of Pentacles. This is a very self-important person, Chris. And very adept at lying or covering their tracks. I hope this isn't going too far, but what I see is this is somebody who knows how to inflict pain without leaving bruises. Not to say that they've never left any bruises. This is somebody who, it's like they played a lot of Operation as a kid. I know how to impact somebody, but I get out with any alarms going off, right? Nobody knows it was me. It was them. So Richard does take some of the credit for this, but Chris was absolutely brain of Pinky and the Brain. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. Leland's mom, I am sending you some healing energy and protective energy, and I hope you find that things improve. Yeah. That's unfortunately one of those things where sometimes people use therapy to work on the things that have caused problems for them. And sometimes people use the knowledge they get at therapy to better manipulate people. So we all have that free will. But I do hope things improve for you. So we've got Dana up next. Will Brianna believe Ty when Ty tells her that the husband is cheating? No. I think the other day I had said this is somebody who is in denial. This is someone who doesn't want to believe that there are problems. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse and the Sun. And it's like, nope, that can't possibly be a thing. There's no way, because that would be horrible. I would be upset. There's no way. Very much so in denial. Queen of Cups in the reverse, Chariot in the reverse. Because if I know that there's trouble like that, then I have to think about whether or not the relationship is going to end, and I don't want to think about that. This person's just like, where's the blindfold? I'll put it on for myself. I don't want to know the truth. So, no. I don't think they will. Or that she will. Exactly. All right, I'm hungry, y'all, so I'm going to cut this one short. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to, and I will see you in the next reading. Toodles.